Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. If you're listening, you think, man, Josh sounds like he's in a cave. It's actually a WeWork. It's not a cave.
Yeah, I did not see this coming. I did not think that my week would go like this, but I am in a WeWork.
Yeah.
And that's where we're recording from.
That's what we do. That's what we do to try to make it a weekly episode. We'll even just have to go, and I can just see people walking around behind you.
Yeah. One day we will have to record in a cave.
Me and that guy behind you in the hallway just made eye contact.
Yep.
Well, hey, man, do you want to open up the mailbag?
I would love to.
Let's do it. Ooh, which one do I want to go first? I got a whole collection here. Do you want to throw me a number, or do you want me to just pick one at random?
Go with number 3.
Number 3. Here we go. All right, this is the third one I have here. This one is just called "Realizing Aldi is Not Aldo," and this is from Claire. Hi, Josh and Logan. I'm so glad I found your pod after watching Josh's stand-up. I've been absolutely binging the show from episode 1. Anyway, it was only in the 10th episode or so when I realized that I was getting Aldi mixed up with Aldo, the shoe store. I didn't know there was a shoe store called Aldo. Did you know that?
Yep.
Okay. So because Josh mentioned something about groceries. So you kind of threw it for a loop then. Upon Googling it, I realized my mistake, but also I can't imagine Josh selling shoes. So anyway, hold on. Why do you think can't imagine you selling shoes? What do you think you're lacking to
shoe salesman energy, I think.
Yeah.
I think if I tried to sell you a shoe, it wouldn't seem like I really had shoes in the back.
Yeah, it sounds like you just want to see my feet.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, you look like a size 10. I think you'd just be creeped out.
Yeah. Just let me go pause on it. Let me feel around. So anyway, I had a question for y'all. Are there any basic things that you were confused about for a long time or mistook for something else? Like how Logan thought might as well was mind as well. Thanks for brightening my day during stressful times and always making me laugh way too hard in the streets. Signed, Claire. Thank you, Claire. God,
do you want to go first?
I don't know if I have any of them left to say. I feel like we've already revealed so many of the things we were wrong about.
Did I already tell you about hummus?
I don't think so.
So this is embarrassingly recent that I found this out.
Okay.
I found this out when I was like 23 or 4.
Okay.
So I didn't know what hummus was because I didn't grow up eating hummus. We didn't have a lot of Mediterranean dishes in Louisiana to begin with. And then as a family, no one ever cooked like that or made that stuff or bought those pre-made meals.
Right.
So I didn't grow up with like baba ganoush or like any of these things. Mm-hmm. And so I came across hummus for the first time at a picnic when I was still pretty little, and I just didn't try any of it. But I saw all of the white people clamoring like it wasn't like it was a brawl, but they went right for it, you know, and they kept talking about it. They were like, oh, the hummus was delightful. They were just going on and on about the hummus. And then, you know, years later, it didn't come up for years. And then I was at another function and there was hummus. And by that point, I knew I didn't like white sauces. Like I didn't like mayo. I didn't like a lot of the, and I was very weird about creaminess. So I even started eating guac a little bit late because the texture, I didn't like it at first when I was little. And then it took me a while to fall in love with it, you know?
That kind of makes sense for what I know about your finicky food habits. Yeah.
So then it's not until I start working at Trader Joe's that I am like, oh, no, it's right before Trader Joe's. So in college, I just finally asked someone because, you know, I went to college with a lot of white people as well. And so they would just go on about hummus and how like hummus was their favorite snack, like hummus and chips or hummus and celery. And so I was like, what is hummus? And they were like, it's chickpeas. And I was like, oh, okay, just mashed up. They're like, it's mashed up chickpeas. I'm like, just mashed up chickpeas? They're like, yeah, okay. And it's not until I start working at Trader Joe's and I'm stocking the shelves that I see a can of how do you pronounce it? What are they? It's like it's even another word for chickpea.
Another word for chickpea?
Yeah, I can't think of it right. Garbanzo bean,
Oh,
right?
okay, okay.
Yeah, because chickpeas are also garbanzo beans. Is that right?
I don't know if that one's true.
That
I
may
I,
not. They
I
not. That
can't
may not
back
be
you up
right.
on that. I can't.
But anyway, I'm putting up garbanzo beans. I'm putting up chickpeas, like all this stuff. And it's not until I hold the can of chickpeas and see the picture of the chickpeas as I'm stocking it that I'm like, oh, mashed up chickpeas. So I thought all this time, as long as I've asked what hummus was and thought I knew what hummus was, that hummus was battered, like beat to death, mushed up baby chickens. Because I thought a
Interesting.
chickpea was a chicken baby.
Interesting. You.
And so I was so
Whoa.
disgusted by hummus.
Whoa.
And I
So
was
you
so disgusted by people who ate hummus because I was like, you're just eating battered babies.
wait. So okay, hang on. So you not only do you think it was ground up chicks, but you thought chickpea was the name of chicks, like the
I
of baby
thought
chick.
chickpea was the name of chicks.
So this was several things. This was a
This is so many layers deep of wrong that's why the story was boring at first because I had to take you all the way back to like, okay, here's hummus, then here's chickpeas,
yes.
then here's beans, and then because then some hummuses aren't even chickpeas. They're like used there's one that's like it's got a different name, but essentially a hummus with a different bean.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I used to think way too old. Like we're talking 20. I would be at a party and I'd see hummus and I'd be like, why would you?
Wow.
And I didn't even try it until I found out it was mashed up beans.
Well, and listen, to throw
And
myself
it
out
has the
there.
same thing as pate. It has the same look as
Oh, pate.
from afar.
He had to go all high class on me about pate now all of a sudden.
Now, but isn't pate mashed up chicken?
I
That's
think so.
actually mashed up chicken,
Yes.
right?
I think so. It's
So
mashed up.
I
So.
also thought that it was mashed up babies because of pate. So I was sure people were out here eating dead bird baby and loving it and bragging about it. And so I was like, man, people are gross. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's like poultry caviar, kind of, if you think about it.
That's exactly what I thought it was. I thought it was like chicken caviar, which I'm sure is a thing that people love that are rich.
I think that's just scrambled eggs.
No.
I think that's what chicken caviar is. It's just scrambled eggs.
No. I'm talking about some bougie. We made the chicken think it was gonna have
right
a wonderful life, and then we stole the dreams out of it.
Yeah. Well, I will say, I had one during the telling of that story because I did not know chickpeas and garbanzo beans were the same thing. I didn't know that. I thought they were totally different because I never even really put it together that chickpea was a bean. Makes sense. It's a pea. That pea is a type of bean, basically. So I just had one during that story.
Yeah.
But you also reminded me of a different one of that type of food, I remember. Because I was thinking back, I'm like, oh, yeah, what did I think of hummus? Because I didn't know what it was for a long time either because we just didn't have it, growing up in, rural Midwest. So kind of come from the same place. But I remember at a time when there was, it was actually at film school, and it was like a dinner for this like one of the school film festivals that I had a film in, and we won an award, no big deal. But was there, and I remember they had food there, and it was like like hummus, and they also had falafel there. And I realized in that moment I'd never actually had falafel before. Because when I bit into it, I really was kind of expecting, because you know how they look like they're little brown balls, I really, in my head, when I was about to bite it, I was preparing to basically be tasting like a hush puppy from Long John Silver's.
Yeah, it's just a Greek hush puppy.
Yeah, but wildly different flavor combinations. So I remember I bit into it and was shocked. It wasn't bad, but I was shocked, where I almost like spit it up because my brain was so prepared for something else.
So,
and I don't think it's gross. I like it. It was just when you're not prepared, when you're thinking it tastes like something entirely different.
So when I was when I was in, it had to be like the second grade. We were having lunch, and a kid thought that his mom packed him, um, thought his mom packed him orange juice, and she had packed him a chocolate milk, but it was in a little thermos to keep it cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so he opens up his ice box and he goes to drink it, and he almost chokes on it, not just because it's the opposite of what he could imagine. Because if you're
Yeah.
thinking, if you've prepared your mouth, if your brain has told your mouth, hey, we're about to witness the tanginess of orange juice, all right?
Yeah.
And the particular orange juice that you drink at home, right? So we're talking about, hey, maybe you're an Ocean Spray kid, maybe
That's true.
you're a Sunny D child,
Yeah.
But this kid goes to take a drink and almost chokes because not only is chocolate milk hitting his mouth and he's confused, but he also choked because he went to say what while he was drinking. So he goes to take a sip. We're talking at the table, and then we just hear him say what, like he's at the bottom of of a lake. And that's what I thought of when you bit into the falafel. Just what?
It kind of was. I about went ha and and then even had to take a second, collect myself, and be like, it didn't taste bad. I just
I
I just wasn't prepared.
I remember I once had liver at a restaurant they had this weird thing where instead of just one big entree, they would give you two things that could be considered an entree, but they
Mm-hmm.
give you smaller portions, and then they give you a bigger side and then a dessert. So it's almost like you're showing up to this restaurant to get a TV dinner, you know? Because they don't the portions, I appreciate the portions because they were manageable. It actually
Mm-hmm.
felt like a European restaurant because not only were they cooking very well, but you left feeling full without feeling sick and cleaning your plate at the same time.
Big, yeah.
Like a lot of times in America, if you stop when you're full, you look like you've wasted a dinner,
Oh, for sure. Especially
you
like
know?
in the Midwest. I told somebody about that of just like food portions here are just like, even if you order something healthy, the salad's coming out in a wheelbarrow. Like it's not. Actually, I might have said that on the
Exactly.
show. Maybe I'll cut that out. I may have said that on our very show.
But basically, I got like a liver and something else. And it was finally time to taste the liver, and I didn't even close my mouth. I cut a piece, I put it on my tongue. It hit my tongue, and I was like, oh. I let it fall right out of my mouth.
Yeah, it's upsetting, especially when you have an experience like that at a restaurant, because then you want to also make sure you're not making a show of it, but also get it out of my
Mm-hmm.
mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of experiences at restaurants, you ready for this next email?
Oh, yeah.
It'll make sense. But this is from Anna. I believe this is our old friend Elsa Anna, because they mentioned Sweden here. So from Elsa, hey guys, love your show. It lifts me up on rainy days. I can relate to Josh's friend. She is a trooper. The friend she is referencing is the friend from episode 99 who went on the date with the ventriloquist.
Yeah.
So she is relating to this friend. Long story short, I was on a date with this gentleman, well dressed, polite, and attentive. But pretty quick during dinner, at a nice place, he brings up his fascination for feet.
Oh, God. I was imagining so many other things besides feet.
Feet was his kink. I wasn't shocked, but more surprised by the topic, and feet is not my kink. Well, he slides down from his stool, trying to be discreet, grabs.
I want you. We should do a reading. We should do a reading of you reading erotica half a sentence at a time.
Get ready for that Patreon bonus.
Because the story is already not sexy, but it's so much less sexy when you stop
I'm
to be
letting
like, try to be discreet.
Well,
oh God,
he slides. Wonder how soundproof those WeWork booths are.
I hope not at all.
Well, he slides down from his stool, trying to be discreet, grabs my feet, pulls off my open toe heels, takes a good look at my manicured toenails, licks his lips, and sniffs my shoe. Jesus Christ. Wow.
The fact that he was holding her foot, and then you could just see it like in a movie, it would be like he was about to go sniff her foot and then just completely ignores her foot to sniff the shoe.
Yes. Yeah. He licked his lip at the at the foot, but then just puts it over his mouth like Dennis Hopper in Blue Velvet. You know? I was throwing up in my mouth. By the way, the restaurant was full. Take care.
He had to say, excuse me, to somebody he went on a date with to get down.
Oh.
And get at that foot.
Take care.
He probably tripped somebody while he was down there sniffing.
Yeah, tripped. Just knocked over a server. Take care and stay cool. Love, Anna. A show in Sweden coming up? ? Man, that'd be awesome. We'll keep you posted. But just know, Anna, you've now turned Josh into a person who laughs like a crazy person at an office on his own show.
This is the wildest thing about all this is I told that story.
The ventriloquist story?
The ventriloquist story when I was in Amsterdam. And the audience was so much more concerned than they were laughing. Like they found it kind of funny, but they were mostly like, what happened to her? Like, did he kill her?
Yeah. What's the punchline? She's missing now? Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, God. The boldness, too. To finally bring it up. Just be like, feet is my kinks. Anyway, and then just slither it down your chair like the Grinch to get to the ground.
The restaurant was full.
The restaurant
was to be
full.
Discreet. Not even trying to be charming enough that you go home with him and then maybe he sees your feet because you're getting undressed. It's fully trying to be discreet right now because he can't wait. This is the other crazy thing about that is that a foot fetish is like, I remember in the 90s when we were little and you'd hear about a foot fetish and it was the weirdest thing. Like people used to like really be really weird about it.
Yeah.
That it wasn't even a kink at all. And now it's like the bottom of the, it's just so much more stuff and weirder stuff and like
it's basic now.
Stuff. It's super basic.
Feet's basic.
The thing that's crazy about a foot fetish versus any of the other fetishes is that just about everybody that you're going to date has feet.
Yeah.
So you don't even need to be into the foot fetish for yourself because the other person is just attracted to your feet. It would be a totally different thing if your foot fetish was people being into your feet. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Kind of, but I don't know. I guess I kind of see them going together, but maybe I don't know. I'm not necessarily a feet guy. I don't know.
I'm not a feet guy either, but to me, it's like when someone's says they're.
I'm also really now hoping that the booth is not soundproofed.
Yeah,
because they're only hearing your half of it too. So she's like, I'm not a feet guy either.
I'm not a feet guy.
Thinking you're in an actual.
Listen to me. All right.
Like you're
I'm
in an
not some
actual.
foot pervert.
It looks like you're on an actual like work Zoom call and just like, listen, I'm not into feet either. All right.
The thing is, I guess this is what I'm trying to say, is that the same way that someone might be like, oh, I'm always so attracted to someone with great legs, right?
Sure. Yeah.
The person that they're attracted to who has great legs, it may not be their thing to have people want them for their legs. See what I'm saying?
Okay. I guess I see what you're saying. Like, no matter what your kink is, you also gotta do something for their kink then.
And that's where I'm like, it seems, especially if you're not a lunatic like this guy, it seems like feet would be one of the more accessible fetishes because lots of people have feet.
Mm-hmm.
If you're into something extreme, people don't just walk around with balls and chains on them, but people got feet to get around,
Sure. Sure.
you know. And I feel like that's why it's broken through so much so that Anna wasn't even that phased. She was more phased by the fact that he was like, I'm really into feet and I have to have yours right now.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I was like, oh, you bring it up like, oh, okay, fine. But then it's like to then say it and then, I don't know, start drooling.
Yeah, I'm into uncomfortable feet. Are you uncomfortable right now?
Yeah. Okay. That's the thing. He's not even really into feet. He's just really into social faux pas. That's what he's into.
Yeah.
He's just really into making people uncomfortable. Good Lord.
Because how would you even explain it if the food came? Would you be like, oh, I'm sorry, my wallet fell in her shoe?
And I'm gonna really need a follow-up email on this of just because now I really want to know. I really want to know how Anna reacted. I want to know what your reaction was in that moment because it kind of just ends with what he did. What did you do?
Also, what did he really expect another date after that, or did you go on another date
This
after
thing
that?
I want to know. Did you just be like, oh, okay, and then I'll just get to the date, or were you like, no, nope, goodbye, sir?
Imagine a full restaurant making your date that uncomfortable, but then being so charming for the rest of the date that you win it back. That'd be an epic tale.
Exactly. So I think I think you undersold yourself as the main character of this story, Anna, because I only have questions about you and what you thought and how you reacted. Oh, let's see. Why don't you go ahead and I don't know, pick a number again, or let's go. So you've chosen number 3 already.
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay, this one is called "No Gods, No Kings, Just Piss," which I believe was something I said in an episode. And the dangers of dressing in the dark. This is from Kiki. Hello, Squeaks and Toontown. I got a chance to teach at a prestigious university that was an hour away. I was so excited I signed the contract without realizing that the class was going at 7 a.m. Who the hell wants a 7 a.m. class anyways? I never did. Needless to say, I sucked it up and got up at 5 a.m. every morning to get my classy ass up there. So I was dressing in the dark on the regs not to wake up my family. Sometimes this would result in me having just one earring in, or maybe poorly applied eyeliner. One day that topped the charts was when I got my dress on and grabbed the belt that went with it and hopped onto the highway. As I was teaching class, I looked down and saw that, to my horror, instead of the blue belt that goes with the dress, I indeed had on a bright, sparkly green and fuzzy robe belt. It felt the same in the dark, but looked wild. I just leaned into it like I planned it, and like it was high fashion. Love, Kiki. P.S. Love me some Hold Up podcast because I get a double dose. I get it in my lungs. That's what it says.
What I love about this belt situation is that from the story, tell me if I'm wrong, but from the story, it wasn't until class started that Kiki looked down.
It sounds like class was happening, so it means every student was also being like, "She wearing a robe belt?"
Yeah. What I would really want to see, belt. What I would want to see happen is to teach the class and not realize that you have on a full robe with a real belt. And I don't know what Kiki's teaching, but you just fully in the middle of the lesson, and then you realize that you're a little hot in this. This is like a little stuffy, and then you look at your collar and you're like, oh no.
Oh my God. My shirt is soft as hell. What I put on?
Yeah.
Sparkly green and fuzzy robe belt. It's like, there's very little that could go with, You try to think like, oh, but did you get away with it? No, everyone saw that the second they walked in. If you had a sparkly green robe belt on.
Especially, like, does a sparkly green robe belt have a buckle on it? Like, this is one of those things where I'm trying to put my mind in the same place as someone who's getting ready in the dark.
They say it felt the same in the dark, but I'm trying to think of what then belt would go with the dress. I guess there can be like just kind of quick.
Yeah, you can just put
They have little
belt
sash
around.
ones kind of like that. Yeah,
but for me, it's... Here's the thing. If it felt the same in the dark, you either have some very comfy regular belts or you got a terribly made robe belt. It felt the same.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it means you got fuzzy belts. It sounds like all your belts are fuzzy, is what I'm hearing.
What I would love is if we were to get a follow-up with Kiki, and the only thing that's weird about this story to her is that it was the green one. Like, she has nothing but fuzzy belts, but then the green one did not go.
The green one. The dress was kind of green. They were just too close, but too different. Ugh. My goodness. Do you want to read one?
Yeah. So this next email is from Tasha. It's called "When Your Sweet Grandmother Puts a Hit Out on You."
God, I would watch that movie.
It is just a grandma like, he owed me some money, so
Yeah.
Gonna get it one way or the other, blood in or blood out. All right.
Bring me the head of my grandson.
And I'll give you a cookie.
Oh, he's wronged me the last time. Now get something to eat. You look like you're wasting away.
You're gonna beat Grand to the grave.
She's cooking. She's over the oven, but behind her on the table is just a stack of cash.
Yeah.
This is for you if you murder my grandchild.
I want Tyler out here taking dirt now. All right. All right.
My gift load better be a little lighter come this Christmas.
I want to save $5 that I put in the cards.
Now you go out there and do your work. And don't look at that.
Becoming Bane.
Do you feel in control?
Grandma, your shoulders.
I was born in the dark. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I was born before light.
I still don't quite get it, and it scares me.
Yeah. Oof. I don't like all this newfangled technology you kids got with just seeing everything all the time. Y'all just be seeing all the time. Good knees. I don't like any of it.
I don't care for it. Back in our day, you just would run into some stuff at night.
No character.
It's a simpler time. It strengthened your spirit and strengthened your face.
It would actually be hilarious to have like a someone that's so old that they were born before light, so there's actually no racism back then. Like, you just couldn't see anybody.
Once lights got invested, everyone was like, ah!
Yeah. Why is everyone so different?
None of you look like the way I thought you would. I just assumed you looked like me. Back before lights, humans thought there was one face. And we all had it.
Oh God.
Anyway.
Anyway, hey, it's Tasha. I was thinking of all the beatings I've ever gotten as a child and how incredibly unjust they were. For example, my great grandmother told me not to pick up the kittens outside, but I was maybe 5 or 6, so of course I was going to. I chose a gray kitten to be mine. His name was Witchy, and I loved him. She saw me showing my affection to Witchy, and when I was in the house later, she got me with a surprise attack. She was wildin' though and beat me with a switch, thin branch from a tree for
Jesus.
people who don't know.
Yeah.
Beat me with a switch with thorns on it, which he got run over maybe 2 weeks later, and I love dogs
Oh
now.
God.
I've gotten multiple projectiles from my mother, which include a high heel shoe, hanger, and my own backpack. She waited until I was a teenager to slap me with the speed and finesse you see from Donnie Yen and Ip Man.
Jesus.
But it was my grandmother who got me with a phone call. Before I went outside to ride bikes with my cousins, she told me not to ride past my uncle's house. I did, of course, and peeped my aunt on my uncle's patio frowning at me, looking like she was about to snitch. When my cousins and I got to the end of our journey, we turned our bikes around only to see my aunt with a thornless switch in her hand,
Jesus.
standing in the middle of the road waiting for me to come by.
Oh.
She she was like one of those enemies you see on the map in a JRPG where you can choose to engage or not. While my cousins easily avoid her, I knew that me getting got that day was inevitable. So in defeat, I rolled by her slowly like it was a car wash, except I was getting lathered in pain and rinsed myself in tears. Anyway, I was wondering if either of you experienced such unnecessary familial violence in your childhood when maybe the punishment didn't fit the crime.
Man, that is genuinely a hit getting put on out on you of just like, hey, they're gonna be riding back. Go get them.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man. And to anyone who's maybe like it's like we get it. Not everyone had the same type upbringings. I had, not similar. Didn't get switches. Although we did have outside my grandma's house too. They had like a weeping willow tree. So I think it had been used on me before, but it wasn't like a common occurrence. But because they did that to, that's how my mom would talk about all the time. They'd have to go pick their own switch for it. So like very, very old timey upbringing.
Also, picking your own switch
is
one of those things that's just psychological terror.
It's just one of those things, like,
because then you bring back a flimsy one,
and they always go pick another one,
and now they're more angry.
Yeah, it's like, no matter how you feel about a spanking or whatever, I think everyone can agree of just being like, yeah, that's a bit much. That's to make them pick it is a bit much. But no, I can say I can say this as me now. I didn't get that many spankings. I know the ones I got, I probably deserved. I can say that. The ones I got were kind of like, yeah. Yeah.
This is like, you won't see it or anything, but I remember one time, this was not my family. This is like, I was hanging out with some other kids, and their dad, like rolled by, and like on foot. So he walked up to us, and there's some familial thing that I knew nothing about that had gone down, where basically my friend had lied to his dad that he didn't do something he definitely did.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But now his dad had evidence, so he sees us playing in the neighborhood and gives him one more chance to like, hey, before when you said, and it was like, I can't remember if he had stole something or whatever,
Right.
but this is like, this is perfect. Okay, so he had asked him. I think he stole something with his cousin, and so they're both standing there. The dad's like, "Hey, remember when I asked you about this thing, and you said you didn't know anything about it? Well, this person says I saw you there and blah blah blah." And so then he's finally like, I think in his child mind, he thinks enough time has passed, because I used to think this as well. When enough time has passed after a bad thing has happened,
Mm-hmm.
in your mind, you're like, they can't be that mad because it didn't just
Right.
happen. This is very old. So
Yeah.
I don't know how old it was, but it was old enough for him to finally just be honest, or maybe he just knew that too much evidence was mounted against him now.
Yeah.
And so he's honest. And we had just gotten ice cream, and he had a double scoop cone in his
Mm-hmm.
hand, and I think we all got one scoop, but he got a double. Anyway, his dad. So as soon as he admitted that he did it, his his dad slapped the ice cream cone out of his hand sideways, fast enough for it to hit his cousin in the face.
That's a good 2 for the price of 1 move there. Yeah.
And his dad just took off, but he was so frozen from how fast it happened. He was just holding air like it was still the ice cream cone. And I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, that seems like you shouldn't have lied to that dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what you stole, but now you don't have any ice cream." And his dad just left. Like, his dad left after that,
He is
and
now
then
taken from you.
yeah, now he's kind of just like, "Oh man, how does yours taste?" I was like, "Tastes like mine. I don't know what to tell you."
Oh man. This next one here, this is from Natalie, and it is called Hi Again. Hi again, Josh and Logan. I'm Natalie. I wrote in last year to say hi and ask some silly questions. I'm the one from the Mary John Blythe episode whose question made you start talking about Power Rangers, which I think we've done more than once. But because we're men in our 30s. I wanted to write again because something happened fairly recently that I thought you would find funny. I'm genderqueer, and recently I briefly considered changing my name. I was seriously considering calling myself Neo after the character from The Matrix because it's one of my favorite movies and has also been confirmed by the directors as a trans allegory. The funny part is, when I told my dad what I was thinking about, his main objection was that Neo is super badass, and by most standards, I'm definitely not. I just thought it was so funny that he was fine with the idea of changing my name, but thought I wasn't badass enough to call myself Neo. It stung, but in a way that still makes me laugh months later. So I thought I wanted to hear your take. I love the show. Thank you for doing what you do, Natalie. I
It would
love that
be
story. I love that story.
it would be so funny if the dad was like, "Listen, you're Neo is a bit much.
Yeah.
Let's go for you like the movie Cars, right? Like, just like some completely different franchise." Just something where you're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
I mean, what about Nemo? You still get the
Yeah,
Neo, but
yeah,
like
it's in
there's
there
an
kind
M,
of.
and it's a little bit more heartwarming. You're not like a badass
Yeah,
person.
yeah, yeah.
You're more of a heartwarming individual. So let's go ahead and get you Nemo in there.
Yeah.
And look, just Neo alone, you're not getting through an airport. Look at what they did to security in the first movie. Okay, you're gonna be on a list
You're
immediately.
gonna you're gonna have a lot of security guards who have a grudge against Neo.
TSA ain't gonna let you through. They're
God,
petty.
that would be so good if that was true. Like any security guard anywhere saw that movie's like, he killed so many people just doing their jobs
Yeah, yeah.
because he brought guns to a place where he wasn't supposed to bring guns.
Brought all the guns.
All the guns. He brought a bag of guns and bombs and everything. He was dressed in guns. His clothes
Yeah.
was guns.
His clothes was guns. His pants was guns. Underwear
Yeah.
was guns. That's dangerous.
But that story is like weirdly one of the more heartwarming stories I've heard in a while, because it means like it means your dad really does accept you, but fully, to the point where he's like, listen, I know my kid's no badass.
Well, look. I accept you, and I see you. Sometimes feeling seen is a little too raw.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. Real quick,
Yo.
it's I know we're almost done, but it's my granddad's birthday and my mom is calling me. I'm just gonna step out real quick.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
I'll be right back.
Cool. I can say confidently that WeWorks don't look pleasant. This is a weird interlude while he's gone. Maybe I'll cut this, but just I've never seen the inside of them. I've never been to one. Yeah, what a strange. And now like people are walking by and can just see me looking out. I'm gonna turn my camera off. I think I'm just gonna do that for a second. It feels weird that people walking by will just see me watching their office. So,
Cool.
This one is from Melissa, and the title is called Spiritual Life Tent. So, hey, Josh and Logan. I wanted to recount a story for y'all that happened to my friend Jacob in college. Jacob and I both went to American University, where there's an interfaith chapel known as K Spiritual Life Center. All you need to know about K is, one, it is unequivocally a building.
It's a bona fide building. All right. When it comes to being stacked on top of each other, building looking, it's building.
It's got walls. It's got a ceiling. This is a building ass building. Okay. And two, I have never heard of anything notable going down at said building. Okay. So not only is it a building, seems to be not the place to be.
I mean, it's a punk ass building.
It sounds like it sounds like it's barely a building, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Not even doing building things.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not doing building things, you basically a cave.
Oh, fat ass cave. Oh, wannabe building.
Fake ass building. I got 2 degrees at this school and only ever entered this building maybe twice. Well, one day, some lady approaches Jacob on the quad and says, "Excuse me, can you point me toward the K Spiritual Life Tent?" To which Jacob responded, well, the K Spiritual Life Center is right over there. The lady said, "Oh, so that's where it all went down." She starts heading in that... She starts heading in that direction and says, "Thanks, sweet cheeks," just to top it off, I guess. Jacob and I graduated without ever knowing who this lady was or what she thinks went down at said Spiritual Life Tent, but I hope she found what she was looking for. As always, thanks for the laughs and for giving me something to look forward to listening to every week. Y'all are the best. Thanks, sweet cheeks. Melissa. She wrote the saying, "Thanks, sweet cheeks" part.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
let's just go through again the moments that happened here. So the person shows up asking, "Excuse me, can you point me toward this K Spiritual Life Tent?" Which, frankly, Spiritual Life Tent is actually a great phrase because it sounds like it could be something, but if you think about it at all, it sounds like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because at best it kind of sounds like, you know, like some sort of traveling preacher situation.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that anyone who's like, "Oh, that's where it all went down," and doesn't clue you in is a bit of a monster. Like you can't just do that to someone and then go about your day.
Yeah. Oh, so that's where it all went down. That's where the incident occurred.
Don't act like we're all in the same Netflix doc with you.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't have the backstory. You need to tell me what it is that and what it is that went down and what it.
Yeah. Because
Help me.
Because frankly, the best case scenario, and this is a very unlikely best case scenario, the best case scenario is that this person who said, oh, that's where it all went down, they are trying to correct the mistakes of an alternate timeline. They're trying to solve some sort of multidimensional mystery. And that's your best case scenario.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
And then, thanks, Sweet Cheeks, frankly dismissive. Whether you're a multidimensional time traveler or not, pretty smug.
You never catch Doctor Who saying thanks, Sweet Cheeks.
You know who would say that, though, if Captain America was real? You know, because he's from another time.
Grandpa, you can't say that. Well,
here you go. You're welcome, Toots. And then he runs off.
Oh man, yeah. When you think about like Captain,
I don't like that
America,
Tony Stark and his beatnik facial hair.
Yeah, like when you think of Captain America, he should be saying way wilder stuff.
I mean, it would spice up that whole universe. You know, I mean, I like Marvel movies, but goddamn, if one of the main heroes, every now and then, everyone had to be like, okay, he's from a different time.
You can't say that now.
You can't say that.
Also, we've invented TV.
But we are also fighting an alien gods. I don't have time to tell you this right now, Cap.
Yeah. Cap just walking back into headquarters like, I can't go back to Wakanda. Said some stuff and everybody got mad at me.
I like you, Sam Wilson. You're one of the good ones.
Yeah. Why is it every time I talk, people say, what's that supposed to mean?
The future's stupid. No one gets what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Acting like I'm the bad guy. How can I be bad?
Listen,
I'm Captain America. America's never done anything bad.
Never done anything bad. Listen, I was ready to punch Hitler, and then boom, I'm here. So, like, I'm not a bad guy.
I literally punched Hitler in the face.
I think that
gives me a couple passes.
Are you kidding me? You can't say anything anymore. We were all equally mad at Thanos. Everyone just kept being mad at me for making it about it being purple. Like, everyone. But, like, they wanted to kill him, too.
It would be a very specific argument to be like, Thanos kills half your family, and you're like, see these purple whoa, wait,
we need to not, come on,
guys, he killed half the universe. I think you get
we're meeting so many aliens now, so look, it's hard to know. Let's just,
and not all the purple aliens are the same as
they're
Thanos.
not.
You don't really
Well, you know, Vision, we made in that pod there. He's not going to heaven. Okay, all right.
I'm just saying, Vision's gonna burn in hell.
I'm not gonna take no back.
He's an abomination.
I'm not gonna take no back talk from a soulless robot.
You think you can just lift the hammer and all of a sudden you're important? Okay, you're nothing. And I'm not a racist for saying that. I really hope these walls are paper thin. I'm not into feet. I'm not a feet guy. And I'm not racist for saying that.
You're going to leave. I don't know, is there a front desk at WeWork? Do you have somewhere where you check in?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
Not you don't have to check out. So I'm already in. So
okay,
that's a mistake.
I was going to say, if you walk by, then they'll just be like, hey, by the way, you can't come back.
Give us back the card.
Give us back the card. We don't condone whatever it is you do here.
I don't know what kind of perverted racism you were engaged in.
I don't know, sort of whatever racist kink podcast you're doing in there.
I really don't like it.
I don't like it, and we don't want you to record it here.
And the eighth of it that we heard was disgusting.
Yeah.
So what was that last one you wanted to
I'll
leave on?
go one more. This is another one. This is from our buddy D, and this one's titled "Early Hunnids." He's got some notes on not notes, but questions or follow ups on some of our episodes after episode 100. So, dear Logan and Josh too, I guess. Wow, D really creating a ranking there. I had some thoughts about the last few episodes. I'm going to try to and go through them rapid fire. Episode 100, Logan, quote, nice thick gravy is a better nickname than Squeaks. I'd shorten it to just gravy or maybe grave to sound more street. Yeah, I don't, is gravy better though? I don't know. Logan, I mean, I guess
You hated Squeak so much, every word is better than Squeak.
That's true. I didn't like Squeaks very much. It's grown on me a little bit, but although now that I say, when you put all three of them together, Logan, Gravy, Nielsen, I do like that quite a bit, actually. But only just gravy by itself, not really. But Logan, Gravy, Nielsen, I'm kind of into. So, dear Toontowns and Logan, Gravy, Nielsen. Just shaking his head. Episode 102. Your soda store idea reminded me of the frozen yogurt shops where you load up your own bowl with as much yogurt and toppings as you can handle and then pay by the weight. I think Lil Joshy's soda fountain sounds like yet another cash cow just waiting to be milked. We do have like a lot of franchises we're ready to start with this show, whether it's restaurants or summer camps, whatever it is.
A lot of useful IP.
A lot of untapped potential here. Hit me up when you're looking for investors. I want a cherry root beer flavored named after me. Okay, done. That's what we'll give to our angel investors there. Episode 103, Scare B&B, was a fire pun, and I think Josh only acts like he dislikes Logan's puns. Deep down, he knows how happy it makes Logan to see him annoyed, and he's being a good friend. That's real love, my guy. Yeah, I like that interpretation. That Josh, he gives a bad reaction because he loves me too much.
Well, that's not what it is. So
see, but that's exactly what you'd say in the character because you're just trying to make me feel good. I like this. We'll go with this, and Josh seems to like it too. This seems to be what his intention is, and we found it out, right, Josh? You just love me so much that you.
It's not really that at all.
You like the puns, and you like me more.
No,
but
you should probably not say that.
Okay. That is real love. Also, during Josh's story about hanging out with the old lady and going to CVS, I kept waiting for her to tell Josh, ain't nobody been to the moon. That's a scam. Like the Uber driver from Lil Joshy is kidnappable. That's it. Hope you're good. G's 90% recovered from his injury for the motorcycle accident. We still listen to the pod sometimes. I like this. This sentence is perfect. My mom refuses to learn your names and just calls you the funny guys. You know, the black one and the loud one.
That's amazing. Wow.
Peace, D. Thank you for that, D.
The refuses is
refuses is interesting. Refuses to learn our names is an interesting twist.
Knowing that by now you probably should know them, and then refusing is a real boss move.
Yeah, the black one and the loud one. I do think if we ever change the name of this show, I think we found it.
Yeah, 100%. Easily.
The black one and the loud one.
The black one and the loud one is probably the best name that we could come up with if we had all the time in the world.
I think so. Well, it honestly, too, we're not selling, we're not short selling anyone. You're at least going to get that. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a black guy and a guy that's too loud.
There will be one of each.
Well, it's probably a good place to wrap it up, huh? Close up the mailbag.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. I know that a WeWork is not ideal, and if it's up to me, this will never happen again. If you're looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, at Josh Johnson on Twitter, Josh J Comedy on Facebook, and Josh Johnson Comedy on TikTok and YouTube, where we're going to be posting clips of the show. And if you're looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into the mailbag, like all of those wonderful people that we just read messages from, you can email us, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. You can also leave us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. We like to read those too, and it helps the show, help us get a little more visibility. And I don't know if you feel like you've listened to the show a bunch and I just want some more. Why don't these guys have more content? Well, we do. It's over on Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have other podcasts there and video stuff. And we post videos of the live virtual shows that we're doing, which we'll probably be having one coming up soon.
So until next time, everybody, have a great weekend, and don't record at a WeWork. To Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm doing okay, man. I did a school show at a school last night, and it was really good. Students were great.
Like elementary, or
everybody was just really dope. Well, okay.
You just said school. Everyone knows you meant college. I'm just goofing. Gosh.
No, I'm with you. But just in case, I don't need those problems of someone hitting me up and being like, our elementary school would love to have a clown come and do his thing, bring some joy to the children.
I wonder what an elementary would pay for some lunchtime stand-up.
I think you have to ask what they pay the teachers and then go lower from there.
Shit, I'm going higher from there.
Oh yeah,
I'm giving them a break.
Okay,
I'm gonna do for a teacher's day pay plus tips. That's right. I'm hoping. I want them to encourage the children to leave tips.
Okay, so this is my thing. I try to have a real day of it, right? Because the actual show wasn't going to be until 8.
Okay.
And the train from New York to DC is about, 3 hours or something?
Okay.
And so in my head, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah. I'm going to make like a full day out of it. And if Sally and I weren't going to Australia, I would have tried to get like, Sally to come, but I know she had errands to run and to pack and stuff like that.
Right.
But basically, I got up early, went to the station, made the train by like 5 minutes, which is my favorite. I love that so much. I love like when you're gonna make it, but you've also really cut it close to where there's no waiting. It's like, it's the best. It's so good.
I don't know. That to me, I understand what you're saying. To me, though, that last 5 minutes leaves too much opportunity for something to go wrong. And if one thing goes wrong, then you are late. You have missed this train now. It's kind of how I feel. I mean, the Amtrak is less so. I've had less trouble with it. Like if you show up, if you cut it close, but like,
you know what it is?
I don't know.
This is my thing. So I left. It takes 30 minutes to get there. And then probably another 10 to get to my track from where I got off at the train. So 40 minutes total. Okay. And I left with about an hour to get there. So I had this 20-minute pad, right? And at one point the train was stopped. And at another point, I was like, should I get some snacks? Should I not? And so it wasn't a 5 minutes of desperation. It was a 5 minutes of like, by the time I sat down in my seat, there were still 5 minutes before the train took off. So when I say to spare, I don't mean like I almost missed it. I probably made it by 10 minutes, But
Okay.
you know,
You had 5 minutes to indulge.
I had 5 minutes to watch people panic. You know, I had 5 minutes to really feel like I was better than everyone.
I'm here so early.
Yeah. And
Didn't I plan ahead like a good boy?
and the train ride over, because I mentioned this when we were doing our virtual live show for the patrons and stuff.
That we just did, by the way, and we do every month.
Come on through.
Here's a little ad, huh? There you go.
And sure enough, my man, this is okay. So I ended up sitting facing the other direction that we were traveling, right? Because you know how the way that the seats are set up, you can sit facing forward or facing back. And some people don't like to face back because it makes them dizzy and stuff, you know?
I am one of those people.
Yeah. And
depending on the mood. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. But I'm facing backwards, and I don't mind. It's fine. I've been very blessed where I don't get dizzy easily. It takes a lot for me to get dizzy, even though I'm an easy faint. So like I'm either awake or I'm not.
Oh, see, and then I'm an easy dizzy, hard faint.
Okay, wow. If you put us together, we make one awake person.
Or one horribly vulnerable person.
Yeah. Someone who is both spinning and asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just either one very healthy person or one very sick person.
Yeah.
A lot of head injuries from all the falling.
And so where I'm sitting, I have a clear shot at the bathroom, which in my mind is going to be a problem. Like there was some chance to move because whenever you're leaving New York, I can't remember what the first stop is, but I think the first stop is still New York. So I guess if you ever wanted to steal a whole ride, you could probably get away with it because they don't start checking tickets until you're actually headed to
you're in Jersey, right?
Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm on the train for an easy 9 minutes with one stop before they actually start checking me and stuff. And once they check you, I don't know what the process is if you can move and just bring your ticket with you that they put at your seat, but I don't like to, just in case, conductor passes by and it's like, I don't remember you. Where's that ticket from? And then I gotta be like, it's from you, bro. Please remember me. I know there's a whole train and you do this your entire day for 10 hours, but please remember me, right?
That is a weird, the only times I'd ever ridden Amtrak, it's only been a handful of times, so it's a thing I don't do often enough. I always get nervous that I'm going to fuck up something with just handing them the thing or scanning. Now you can just scan on the phone. And I did that last time, oh, but surely still something will be wrong. Mm-hmm. Because they usually put the little ticket above you. And then I'm like, but what if that falls? And they're going to be like, you got to get off. Yeah. I always have a little panic for that. Yeah. And it's the oldest form of transportation I use.
It's also
because I don't ride horses.
Even if something really bad happened and they didn't remember you and your ticket fell and it went under a seat and they still want to take your money. So they would still let you buy another ticket that would probably only be more affordable now that you're closer.
And it might just be whatever you have in your pockets. And we'll let you stay on this train.
Listen, if you want to stay on this train, you're going to have to pay us $19 because we are almost at your destination.
Yeah. By the way, sorry if you're hearing a lot of clacking and walking around. My dog's getting restless. I won't dig into this next. We're talking about trains, and I love talking about trains. But she just had surgery. So I brought all my gear upstairs to hang out with her. But she walks around, and it's all hardwood floor up here, so you can probably hear clickety clack of beagles walking around on my mic here. So anyway, that's why I'm looking around. I'm darting around like someone's sneaking up on me, but I'm just trying to keep track of my healing canine. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Trains.
Yeah. Heal up, Maddie. All right. Prayers up. Okay.
Bro, she's got some gnarly scars. She got cut up.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
I mean, they had to, I guess, sorry, we are talking about it now, but she had a big old tumor on her side she had to get cut out. Well, and they even said, too, it had grown enough that some muscle had gotten intertwined with it, which was okay. They could easily do that. But they said when it heals, there's a good chance she'll just have a divot. That she'll have a little golf fairway divot in her side where she got a little speed bump.
I'm excited for you to take Maddie to a dog park and just her talking to the other dogs and being like, so were you in Nam or what happened? Like,
bro, she's been through some shit. Because she had 3 different bladder surgeries. I mean, years ago. Mm-hmm. She's had this lump we got removed. She had it removed 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. And they said it might grow back, and it did. And then she had a second one in her neck that we took out too. And we also took off a cyst on her back that had gotten bigger. That one wasn't cancerous, but they're like, hey, if we got her under. So she's just got a big old, like, her whole back is shaved in like a weird like jigsaw puzzle, man. Basically. Yeah. And then her neck shaved too. And I was telling you before we got on mic, like, it's hard because then we can't really put a cone on her because then it will rub against the one on her neck, and also she could still scratch that with her foot. Mm-hmm. So I just been putting shirts on my dog, and she doesn't really like wearing shirts. So I do get a lot of stares. There's a lot of just staring at me. Yeah. Of like, what have you done? Yeah. What have you done to my life?
You know this isn't right.
Yeah. This isn't right. I don't like it. Mm-hmm. Did you see the picture? I'm going to send to you right now. Did you see the picture when I first got her home? I posted it on Instagram. You'll just appreciate the fucking look she's given me. I'm going to text it to you right now. Because I've never seen a dog be like, why so much in a picture. Just look at this fucking demon stare that she gives me.
Oh, you guys send that to the people. You gotta put that in the show notes.
It's on my Instagram. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see it. But it is a I will destroy you stare.
Wow, I've never heard a dog curse before, but she is right now in my head when I look at that picture.
Well, it's because we picked her up for having her gone all day and then immediately put a shirt on her. And she's like, first you do this, and now I got to wear clothes, which you know I fucking don't like.
Yeah. This whole day has been unnatural.
I used to be a wolf.
Yeah.
I just assume they think that anytime we do anything dumb to them, they just in their heads go, I used to hunt.
I like the idea that there's like Hotep dogs that are like, see, what happened was the white man, because we used to be wolves, right? And then the white man came along and tried to get us to push him, to pull him, to push him in his work. So then his work became our work. All right. You hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? All right. So I'm not doing when he says sit, I stand. When he says stay, I go. All right. I'm not really about that. Okay. And best believe anybody step to me, he can get bit. All right. You're going to have to put me down. But if you put me down, best believe you won't put all of us down. They'll never put all of us down.
We didn't land in the dog park. Dog park landed on us.
Let me tell you something right now, because that's the thing with dogs as well, where anytime people act like they've been the deciding factor in the full change in the dog's life, I'm like, all right, yeah, but as an animal, it was going to get along on its own, like in some form. You know what I mean? Like for every breed outside of the breeds that we've completely made up, you know, there's a couple ones with the snouts that can't breathe, and we did that. That was us. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think everything else though,
we ruined them.
Like anytime you see a dog that's like deeply, especially as a puppy, I'm talking about like puppies, deeply out of shape, that was you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
no,
they love to burn calories as a resting state.
Yeah.
Their favorite thing to do is burn calories.
I'm not delusional because there's some, I know people who are just like, my dog has this trait because because of their previous owner, blah 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 blah, all this stuff. And I know I had her since she was a puppy. It's a little different, but I know every one of my dog's bad behaviors, absolutely my fault. I know 100% is my fault by nature of just like, she's only been around. I've been the only authority figure she's ever known. So clearly anything shitty she does, I didn't handle or didn't care enough to handle. You know, the long time where it was just me and her living in Chicago. She basically had an apartment to herself like half the time.
Yeah, free reign.
You know, yeah. Sorry, she was basically a human adult.
Yeah,
and I didn't do anything to curb any bad behavior. So I'm like, no, she sucks and it's my fault. But she's old now, so.
I love when a dog does a horrific thing, and then they run up to you like you're going to be proud. Like, I did it for you. You know what I mean? Like when a dog just runs up to you with like a full pigeon in its mouth, and it's like, aren't you proud that I brought this diseased animal back to you?
Well, that's why I love. She's so bad at catching stuff. The one time she did catch something, she just looked surprised.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I told it on the show before, but she caught a possum and she was just like, and you could see in her eyes the thought was, I don't know what to do now.
So
it's never gotten this far.
Last night, Chance saw a raccoon, which is literally just built like him. Like he's a fat Shiba, and it's just him.
Raccoon's gonna be about the size of him, yeah.
Yeah, and just different colors, but still, it was trying to get into a bag. And Sally told me he saw it and just was amped and was like really talking all of that good shit from across the fence. Like,
was that his first raccoon he's seen that you know of? Okay, yeah. Because it's funny when you see a dog see their first something. Because either they'll freak out, but like when Maddie sees something for the first, like when she like saw a possum for the first time, she just looked at it and wasn't upset. It just looked like her world collapsed a little bit because she learned of a new thing.
Yeah, he does.
And the possum
seem
just
to
looked at her.
Yeah, exactly. He seems to be upset that they are alive. He would love to unalive them, at every turn.
Right. Yeah. Maddie doesn't have that as much. She likes to chase, but she doesn't. If something stops running, she will just, like, she had a rabbit one time that I think I've told this before too, but she snuck up on it and was like 6 inches away. The rabbit just didn't run. And then she just looked at me and she's like, I don't. And then just walked away. Because it didn't run. She's like, no, this is wrong. So this seems like a trap now.
Yeah. This rabbit knows something that I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly,
anyway.
If I come for this rabbit, I feel like something bad is going to happen.
Yeah. You're on the other side of him. Is he holding something? Does he have a weapon?
Yeah. Is he holding something behind his back?
Yeah. He seems to be too calm about this. Anyway, sorry. Trains. We haven't had dog talk in a while, you know?
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine.
And this has consumed my fucking weekend, this surgery.
I'm with you.
I've
totally
barely
understand.
slept.
Yeah.
I've barely slept. Because she won't lay still. It's not that I haven't slept out of worry. It's because she wakes up and then sprints while drugged up still on anesthesia. That's Friday night after she had her surgery was just like waking up and just trying to sprint to nowhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
It does sound like the opposite of what anesthesia should do.
It never used to affect her that way, but the last couple of times she's had stuff, because she had a tooth removed last year, and she did the same thing. It's like she's sleeping, and then she just wakes up and acts like there's something urgent she has to go do.
Yeah.
Which there isn't, because she's a dog.
You don't know that, though. Maybe there's unfinished bones and unfinished business outside the yard, you know?
Maybe. Because it does. It seems like she just starts walking places like, I'm supposed to do something, and then she stops, and she's like, no, it's right. I have no responsibilities. I'll go lay back down. I forgot I'm a dog.
Yeah. But basically,
anyway, college gig, trains, choo-choos and colleges.
I was seated diagonal from the bathroom, which I knew was probably going to be a problem. I wasn't sure how, but I knew eventually something would happen. And I was
you're at least gonna smell something.
Yeah, and I was across also from the dining cart. And so a part of me was like, man, maybe I should just spend some time in the dining cart. But my seat, I don't know if this was a malfunction or if I was just lucky or maybe Amtrak stepped up their game. But my seat went back just a little bit more than normal.
Ooh.
And as soon as it went back and no one ever came to sit next to me, I was like, then I'm in it. Like, why would I move? Life is good, you know? So anyway.
Shit, I might stay on for an extra stop past
past DC. I might just keep going.
Maybe I'll end up in Virginia. I don't care.
When the seat's this good, why get off?
And eventually it happened. There was a guy who you could tell, I heard his click clopping from down the row, right? No, this guy.
You said that right after Maddie walked by, so I thought you were saying you heard her.
No.
Clip clopping.
This dude, I don't know what type of nice shoes he had on, but they were the fanciest flip flops I've ever heard that were dress shoes. Because it was like,
I've got a tap recital.
Yeah. It was legitimately like, how are these shoes making this much noise? And then he's running down the aisle, and you can tell he's trying to hold it together, but he gets to the bathroom and someone's in there, and the impatience, because where the seats are, there is the handicap seating, right?
Right.
And so that means that since there's no one there in a wheelchair or anything, there's just room. And so he's pacing. This man is pacing back and forth on the train. And then eventually the person gets out, and he goes in, and I forgot all about him.
Punches him in the mouth.
Yeah.
You took too long.
I truly forget all about this dude.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what I was watching. I think I was watching
Emily in Paris?
Nah, never. Dang, I can't remember. But I was just watching a show on Netflix. The show gets done, and then maybe
Emily in Paris is on Netflix.
Maybe 2 or 3 minutes after the show gets done, this guy walks out and just hands in pockets, stands near the bathroom, leaned back. Like he looked like the only thing he was missing was a cigarette to smoke. Like he just barely made it. Like his whole life flashed before his eyes or something. Because the level of relaxed that he was when he walked out.
Oh, it was relaxed. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was hands in pockets, like shameful.
No.
I saw like hands in pockets, head down, being like, how do I live like this?
It's hard to see someone more on top of the world than he was.
Oh, good for him.
It's rare. It's rare
Good
that
for
you see
him.
someone so content that he leaned his back on the wall.
Wow. So unencumbered.
So uncovered. And then he just clip-clopped back to wherever his seat was. And I was like, man,
Like he's a horse.
what ecstasy must this man have experienced? Because a part of me was like, maybe he used the bathroom, or maybe he just did drugs in there, because it was
Yeah.
it
Maybe
was
he just
such
did
a
heroin.
change in him. It was truly such a change, and it also took so long that I'm like, all right,
Yeah, because you said you're watching a show.
yeah,
30-minute or 45-minute?
no,
How long was
30
the
minute,
episode?
yeah,
30 minutes. Okay, because I'd say it's depending if it was like an hour-long drama,
yeah,
then like he was getting after it.
yeah. Legit in the bathroom for what had to be 33 minutes, and that's a little too long. I mean, he had time to do both.
Poop and heroin? Is what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Neither one of them take that long.
I mean, if you want to enjoy them.
Nobody boo-boos a whole episode of Seinfeld with the commercials and then walks out happy.
I mean, yeah, definitely doesn't walk out, because usually if you do it that long, your legs are asleep.
Yeah. You
So it
crawl
takes you
out.
a second. You got to stand there at least being like, ooh, getting the tingles out.
When I was on the Amtrak, though, the food offered
Okay.
is not.
Well, that's the end of it. It's not food.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've never looked this specifically in the dining car,
In the dining car where you buy the food that they
Okay.
provide.
because I've never looked in there. I've never seen. Mm-hmm. Okay, what do they got? What's on the fake menu?
There's a microwave pizza that I'm pretty sure is like a one that you get in a grocery store. So I guess some people would consider that real, but I feel like because you don't control the microwave.
Existing and real are different things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it's not a real pizza, and you're not gonna feel good, right?
No, I've had those. They're not good no matter what. They at best they are there.
And the person, to their credit, the person that works the Amtrak train that is firing them up for you and everything in the microwave is following the instructions. But the instructions, this is what people don't understand about microwavable foods that are kind of faux foods, is that you have to come up with your own instructions. You know, you have to tinker.
You do.
Diligently, and you have to understand your microwave. You have to understand your dinner that you're having through that TV dinner, and you have to know, okay, am I a low wattage? Am I a medium? If I'm a medium, is it 3 minutes or is it 3.5? Okay. Some people break it down to such a science that they'll put that microwave on 325 and have whatever their TV dinner is coming out perfect. Because they've eaten it so much that now they realize, like, okay, 330, a little too hot, a little dry, you know?
Yeah. Which is a great combination of victory and sadness. Because you're like, I nailed this. But you're just like, I'm too good at microwaving these.
Because in all the time that you got good at microwaving these, possibly, potentially, I'm not saying you have to, but you could
have gotten married.
Have figured out, oh, okay, went two very different directions.
You could have gotten a life and been happy.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess maybe that's the takeaway. Then the other thing is a hamburger that is actually way more depressing.
What was your other path, though, that you could have gone down? If you gotten so good at it, in that time you could have...
found a fruit that you really like.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like a fruit that you like roll with. Like in the amount of times it takes you to really get down to an exact second and wattage of what this TV dinner should be to come out tasting good. You could have tried mango. You could have tried an apple. You could have tried so many things to be like, hey, this is the fruit that I roll with. You know?
Yeah. Because once you have that perfect timing down, it means that has to be the last time you ever have it. You know what I mean? You're just like, wow, this is a science now. I can never buy these again.
Yeah.
I perfected this art form. It is time to move on to another medium, which is microwave burgers. So, was this like a straight up like 7-Eleven burger?
Kinda, yeah. It did not look. It looked like dry, and it looked like it's finally gotten to the point where the general public is as exhausted with processed stuff as doctors. Because it used to be if you went on and on about processed foods, you sounded like a health nut, and now you're just right. Like now they finally come out with a couple burgers where it's like, no, that's not even a good shape. You shouldn't have no burger. I'll go out on a limb right now and say no matter processed, unprocessed, grass-fed, grass-finished, I don't care if you put butter on any of that. No burger should be triangle.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that one was triangle. I'm just saying that the roundness to corners ratio was off.
Let's just say no corners generally. If you're not going to Wendy's, no corners.
If you're not going to Wendy's, no corners. All right. I don't want to eat a baseball diamond. Okay.
I think it's a fair rule.
Because
Wendy's are the only ones that can do corners.
Exactly. Now you're messing up because Wendy's even had to take a step back and be like, okay, what is the bread to meat ratio?
Yes.
How many bites are people going to be missing meat for?
Yeah. And I feel people typing already that, White Castle has corners too, and White Castle is trash. Okay. I don't mean to start this war right now.
Ooh.
I don't mean, I know. I feel them coming. I know.
Fighting words.
I know. They're not good. I don't like them. I don't like White Castle. I might have had it too late in life, though. I never had White Castle until I was like in my mid-20s, and I was like, okay. That's probably the problem.
I remember.
I was in my mid-20s and not on drugs, so...
Yeah, I remember you were the one when I moved to Chicago who explained White Castle to me.
I did?
Because I had never had it. It's not anywhere else I've lived.
Well, see, but it was never where I lived either. I never had it until we were already known each other for a few years where I had it.
For a few years? Because you were the one
Dude,
that
I
told
think you
me
already
it was
moved
a
to
thing.
New York. I mean, I knew it existed. I knew what people
Oh.
liked about it. I'd never had it.
I didn't know what it was. Someone had said White Castle, and I was like, okay, how about this? I thought it's gonna sound so dumb. I'm really
so excited.
did think White Castle was medieval times. Cause it felt like it said it all right there. Like it was like white people in a castle.
No, you're not wrong.
And
Medieval times is White Castle.
yeah, I was like, that's like what white people will do sometimes. They'll go to the medieval thing, and it's.
Yeah.
I didn't know they put the name on the head like that, and then
No, but a bunch of honky improvisers love to go to to medieval times for a birthday. They go all out for White Castle.
and you were the one that that told me that it was Little Burgers, and I played it off like I didn't ever think that.
It was Little Burgers. You guys want to go down to Little Burger?
I'm just saying, like, because the way. Okay,
No, we never had them either. I never had them. I think from where I live right now, I think they had one in like Cedar Rapids. You know, and this is basically near where I grew up, and we just didn't have them. I knew of them, but I'd never had them ever.
now are you talking about White Castle or medieval times?
White Castle. I've never been to medieval times.
Oh, okay.
I've
we should
been
go to medieval times.
That'd be fun. We absolutely should. That'd be a good time. I've never been. I've been to things like medieval times, like that are offshoots kind of thing.
Like a Renaissance fair?
Well, not just that. I mean, literally, like the type of restaurant. We went to one in Florida that was medieval times, basically, but it was pirates. And dude, it kicked ass.
Really?
Because in the middle, instead of it being like the big, like dirt, courtyard thing, instead it was a big ass pool with a pirate ship in it, and then on the pirate ship were a bunch of trampolines and stuff, and they were all like acrobats instead of like knights, but they were all dressed like pirates. They would swing in from different corners and then do like flipping stunts and stuff, and it would be a lot like medieval times, where instead of jousting though, it would be this big like sword fight with them doing acrobatics, and they would get eliminated one by one, and like you were assigned, like your section was cheering for one of the pirates. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like super fun to watch.
That
It was like
sounds
medieval
dope.
times. It was fucking rad. I don't remember what it was called, but it was really cool.
Oh man.
But yes, I've also been to Renaissance fairs. I've been to a couple of Renaissance fairs. So.
I want to see like an earnest, like a real, like two people have a problem with each other fight at a Renaissance fair. Not a Renaissance fair where it's like, oh, we're gonna go at it as part of the performance. I mean, like
People can sign up.
like Jeffrey and Sean been had problems. And so they start throwing hands, like full on, like full on tights on everything, but then the hands getting thrown are real.
Yeah. Just ye old Fight Club.
Hey, that would be amazing, because then it's also cumbersome, because now you're not fighting in your best fighting clothes.
Nope, Well, then they're like, get on this horse with this lance, and you're like, I've never done this. They're like, well, you got beef though, so figure it out.
Dude, I don't even know where this is, but I've watched a few videos that they've made. There's a fight club in the woods. All right.
Elaborate, please.
There's a fight club in the woods where people go, and like it's like amateur boxing and amateur MMA and stuff, and they built an octagon out there and everything. And
Oh God, so it's like proper, not just.
No, it's real. It's real. It's like,
Oh God.
yeah, and
Oh no.
and you would be surprised. It's actually handled really well, and the refs that they get are really good. Like the refs will call it off. Almost like the same as the same rules as any like sanctioned event, but I'm pretty sure it's in the woods because this is all legal, right?
So I'm just going to see what happens when I type in Fight Club in the Woods for Google.
I'm pretty sure this is a purposely undisclosed location.
Okay, so how'd you hear about it?
You hear things when you talk to people about fights, and everybody talks about fights all the time. You hear about fights.
Oh, so this is like some truly underground shit then.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's really well done. It's actually better done than you would imagine, because it's.
Have you seen like footage of it or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, there was a guy that showed up one time.
Nope.
What?
Nope. You can't just anyway.
What?
Is this something I can look up, or can you send me?
I'll see if I can find one for you. Because
you don't gotta do it right now, but
Yeah.
I wanna know what Fight Club in the Woods is all about.
Yeah. I think you're gonna be disappointed because it's very professionally done. Like, the only thing.
Yeah,
that,
but still, just doing a sanctioned fight also in the woods is kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
It's got a real air of like Tekken to it, you know?
Not only does it feel like Tekken, some of it looks like Tekken, because as long as you're in the same, I'm pretty sure, as long as y'all want to fight, they'll let y'all fight. And there's this one dude.
Oh, like old UFC rules.
Yeah, and
Where you could be hundreds of pounds different.
I don't know how. I've seen some weight differences. I don't know how egregious they let them get, but like, it does seem it. There are some that are very one-sided, where you have to respect the heart of the other individual. You know what I mean? Like, maybe when you weigh them in for heart, they weigh in the same. But as far as bodies, no.
Yeah, our weight class isn't weight; it's by passion.
And there was one dude who especially, sorry if this is the one that I find for you to send for you, because I've only ever watched two. But he showed up. He showed up like he got the call, and he lives in the woods. And so he just walked out of his house because he had the most comfortable garb on. Like, I'm pretty sure he had on pajama pants and then slippers. And so this man is doing his footwork in slippers, countering punches in slippers.
Real quick, I want you to imagine you're in the woods, and then you encounter a man in slippers.
And you encounter a man in a sweater, pajama pants, and slippers swinging. Like,
because in that case, if you run into a man in a sweater, pajama pants, and slippers, the best case scenario is he was just teleported from somewhere else. It's unlikely, but that is your best case scenario. Worst case scenario is he is about to kill you.
Yeah, I don't know if you greet him with champ. You know what I mean? It would be a surprise if he was a champion of something.
Yeah. Whatever he's the champion in, the police have not found him yet.
Yeah. And then some of them, I think, are barefoot. Some of them decide to have on some type of shoe, like a boxing shoe or something. But they'll also do them based on, I think, the discipline. So it is kind of like old UFC, where now, obviously, because all of MMA having some knowledge about every single discipline is for the best, you see a lot less of people showing up with one discipline as their primary, and there are still people that do that in the woods.
Yeah.
Like, they show up and they're like, I'm just going to do Taekwondo.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because early UFC, like, MMA wasn't like super a thing yet.
No, it didn't even exist. Yeah.
Yeah, early UFC wasn't. Yeah, MMA wasn't a thing. It was literally fighting. You were the ultimate fighter.
Yeah. You would just show up and know how to
whatever
box
type of
only.
fight. Yeah, whatever type of fight you wanted to do, you would fight someone, and then there you have it.
It was really beautiful, and now everyone thinks that they do everything.
Yeah, it was. I mean, beautiful's a word for it. I don't know.
Well, it just like
some of those early tapes I've ever seen are like, oh no.
Yeah, they hadn't figured out the rules yet.
If they stop this fight a second later, this becomes a snuff film.
Yeah. But what I mean by beautiful is that it is cool to watch two actual types go at it, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's even remember
Pure competition.
Yeah, like the competition of like, oh, because that's what they were trying to figure out in the beginning. Is boxing
Right.
better than Muay Thai? Is Kung Fu real? Like, is like all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And then jujitsu,
Which makes it a
won out
lot
for
like
while.
again like a Tekken or something,
Yeah, exactly.
where you have the character who's doing drunken boxing or whatever, and like you would have that in the original like Ultimate Fighting was just like a mishmash of ridiculous characters
Yes.
who are brought in from different realms with different styles to beat the shit out of each other for the entertainment of people who had VCRs.
Like, did you play Tekken growing up?
No, not really. I played more Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. Didn't play a lot of Tekken.
Oh man. Okay. So,
That's why you tend to kick my ass anytime we're in an arcade and we play Tekken, because you're way more familiar than I am.
Yeah, but I'm not even the amount of money and the amount of clout that these new Tekken guys have is insane. It's actually troubling.
But we've watched some of the professional like Tekken are like, even though it's just a video game, you are kind of like, Jesus.
Yeah, and the crowds, they'll sell out an arena.
Yeah.
Imagine if my thumbs were that good. I just want good thumbs.
Just give me them good thumbs.
Like if you had real good thumbs, you could really make a living now. We're in a different era. If you come through with good thumbs, that's money.
Yeah. It used to be a phrase to say I'm all thumbs, and that used to be a bad thing. Now it's a good thing if you're all thumbs.
Yeah.
You ever heard that one?
No, I never heard that.
It's an old one.
Oh, okay.
Saying you're all thumbs at something means you're like not delicate with it or whatever. It's an old timey phrase. But now,
Yeah, but now if I'm
you're
all
all
thumbs
thumbs?
at Fortnite, if I'm all thumbs at Tekken, if I'm all thumbs at Street Fighter,
if I'm all thumbs, I'm a millionaire YouTuber. If I'm all thumbs,
I got a golden thumb.
can we start a streaming channel called All Thumbs?
I mean, it probably would be pretty great.
I think that'd be great.
That'd be very fun. And we could do even like the old games, because you forget how, man, people who made games back in the day, so like Namco, Sega, all these places that made games back in the day didn't give a damn about kids.
No,
All those games were so hard. Like
so fucking hard.
Like
so
past,
hard.
Past level 3, they were like unplayable.
They just wanted your quarters.
Yeah.
They didn't want you to have a good time. They wanted your quarters. It was a shakedown. It was kind of being held upside down by your ankles.
Yeah.
Is what some of those games were. Which I meant to text you actually. Speaking of old games, the Nintendo Switch, which we play every now and then, we're together on the road. They just added GoldenEye. So I got GoldenEye now for us to.
It looks like people about to get popped.
Yeah. It's about to our next video game video we make for Patreon is about to be fucking petty.
I don't even remember how to play.
All slappers. Oh, I'm always bad because it's always, especially the aiming is so horrible in that
Yeah.
game. I'm never used to it because I didn't own it when I was a kid, but all my friends had it, so I played it a lot and we get used to it. But it's not one I have a muscle memory for.
Oh,
I am not all thumbs with GoldenEye
yeah.
in the good way. I'm all thumbs in the bad way.
Yeah. It is funny how, do you remember the Nintendo 64 controller and how that was built?
Yeah.
We
It felt like a prank.
Exactly. It's like looking back on it, there's so much nostalgia for the cartridges and for the controllers and everything. But I remember when I got it for Christmas. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I was only a year late, but like I finally got one. I remember that and just being like blown away. And I got like 2 games with it, and I was just like, I was losing my mind, right?
Yeah.
And still though, when I was holding it, I was like, this doesn't seem right. This is
Well, there's like 2 different ways to hold it because you have the 3 like prongs. Like some games you kind of need to be in the middle on the thing. The other one you need to be sometimes on 2. I don't know. I always had to relearn how to use that controller every time because I never owned one. Mm-hmm. But you owned an N64?
I owned a Nintendo 64, and then I didn't own another gaming system for years because it was just I did not have the money. And finally, I won a PS2.
Oh, we talked about this
And
on
then
something.
that
It was a
was-
video I think we did.
Yeah, and then that was the last thing that I owned.
What'd you win it in? What'd you win a PS2 doing?
It was a walk run event or something. And I got the most signatures for like me doing 3 miles, or I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was something like that where I needed signatures and I needed people to pledge, $5, $10, whatever. And I just put in work because in my head I was like, this is the only way that I'm gonna get a PS2 ever.
Wow.
In my mind, I wasn't even going to grow up and buy my own. I was like, if I ever want one, it has to be now.
Never.
It has to be this. Yeah.
That's an awesome way to get it, though.
Yeah. And I remember it was like it was honestly like one of my, when you talk about top 100, because I won't put it in the top 10 because that sounds too sad, but like one of my top 100 favorite memories. Oh, no. That was my camera.
Your camera turning off?
Yeah. But one of my top 100 just favorite memories, period, was
in the video. We'll just put the wood guy from Tekken.
Yeah, Moko-chan.
On your half of the video, it'll be that guy.
And I brought it home, and I remember it played DVDs, and up until then, my mom and I couldn't watch DVDs because we didn't have a DVD player.
Oh, okay.
And they were too expensive to buy. And so there were just all these movies that were passing us by. And I remember when my mom was so excited for me and how like happy I was and everything, that I don't remember if I borrowed it or if she bought it. We must have borrowed it because I don't remember watching it. Maybe she bought it. Anyway, we watched Spider-Man on my PS2.
Ooh.
And my mom was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Thank you for winning this, Josh. And I was like so proud. I was like, oh man, this is the coolest, because it was like, even my mom was like, this is pretty dope. You know what I mean?
That's a good story. I like that.
Yeah. That was like, I think that was the thing that really was a turning point where I was like, anything to like take care of my mom or anything that my mom needed. I was like, ever like that, like that, and then the groceries.
So you kept buying her PS2s, and she's like, honey, this is not.
Yeah, this isn't helping.
This is not. You took the wrong thing from this. I don't need all these PlayStation 2s.
Yeah, but no, I was like, bringing in the groceries for my mom one time, because one time I just surprised her because I was still fairly young. I was like kind of little, and we actually didn't get that much. And so she was getting out of the car and opening the door, and when she turned around, I was right behind her with all 4 bags that I could not carry. Like I was just like, "Ah!" Like I was going to give myself a hernia. And she was like, like it was so heartwarming for her that I was like, oh, then I need to do this all the time. And I think that PS2 thing really was like a turning point where I was like, oh yeah, I like taking care of my mom, and I like doing my best to like, I don't know how you describe it, but like anything I can do to spoil my mom, I'm always very excited to do, because it gives me that same feeling as I had with that PS2, because it wasn't that bad, but just not. This is gonna sound melodramatic, but like it was starting to affect me a little bit of like not even having a DVD player, because now I don't even know what anyone's talking about. Like when it comes to
you're missing
movies,
a lot of pop culture at that point,
dude. It's like you don't want to ever not have money to the point where you're not from now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're so broke you're from before. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
So that was one of my big things.
Yeah.
Where I was like,
That's so great too, because especially in that era of like the PlayStation 2, like that was the, there was like a decade there where it was constantly talking about, having video game systems like that were ruining children, and there was, putting time limits on it, making sure your kids weren't going to be psychos or whatever. You know what I mean? So the fact that you had the complete opposite experience where your mom was like, this PlayStation 2 fucking rules.
Yeah.
That's it's really great that you had the opposite experience to that in every way.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That your mom was like, I'm so glad you got this.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I was playing all of it. I was up on all of it by then.
PS2 was a good system. PS2 was a really good system.
And it's easy.
Some of my favorite games are still on that system.
Yeah, it's easy to get nostalgic over it, but I think genuinely what also makes it great is someone pointed this out to me last month. Actually, it was while we were in Denver. A friend pointed out to me that one of the reasons we hold those games in such high regard is because it was our last time owning games.
Like physical copies.
Physical copies, because the thing that could happen. I'm not saying it's will. I'm not saying it's like some conspiracy theorist thing. But I'm just saying like what could actually happen now is that if something happened to like a database or a server or whatever with a gaming system, you might not be able to play a game that you own.
Yeah, because especially now, like I'm even behind a little bit because I have a PS4 and not a PS5, and it's like I think I own 3 hard copies, but I own like a shitload of games on it. Like, yeah, if the computer decides I don't get those anymore, that's the decision.
And updates. There were no updates. It was like they made a good game and then they put it out.
I think it's also that was the perfect generation of where games started getting more, I guess, more specialized. I'm not sure what the right word is, but like they were getting, that's when we started having like the dual stick stuff. Like you started to doing, using one to move, one to look around kind of stuff was in that generation. And I realized if you miss that generation, people who didn't play games during that generation and you give them a game now, they freak out. They have no idea how to handle games now, because I've done that where I didn't realize, I'm like, if you didn't grow up playing games and you try to sit down at a game now as like someone our age, your brain almost can't comprehend it.
Yeah.
And so much of it stems from like that era of console. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's like, if you didn't get used to it, because that's like Jess, even she gets, if anything first person or any game that has a camera that moves, she gets sick if she watches it.
Yeah.
Because she didn't play those games then. It's like you have to, because I'm like, why wouldn't you get motion sick? I've just done it for years.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. Well, dude, are you ready to open up the mailbag?
Give me 1 sec. We're about to do that. Hi, Jess. I heard her coming. Do you need to walk through quick? Because sometimes
I've got a fun story you guys could talk about.
Well, we're about to wrap this episode up, but what happened?
Have you ever heard of a milk and molasses enema?
No.
Woogie boo.
Woogie boo is what he said. A milk and molasses enema?
Yeah.
That sounds like, when they clearly run out of names for like the specialized IPAs. And they're like, oh, this is demon anus fist. And you know what I mean? They just start putting words together. That's what that sounds like.
Yeah, it works.
Ugh.
That's what I was cleaning up before I came home.
That's what I was cleaning up before I came home, she just said. Okay, thanks for stopping by, hon.
You're welcome. I love you.
Love you. Your job's gross. I'm glad you do it, but everything's bad about it. Should we keep that in the episode?
Let's let's do it. Let's oh God, open up the mailbag. I gotta go try to eat nachos now.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this has been a strange episode. All right, here we go. Let me see. Opening up the mailbag. This is our email, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. You can email us questions or stories or topic ideas, and we love to read them there. Here's one. This is from Kaylin, and the title is called Storytime Request. Hey, Toontown and Squeaks. I'm a longtime listener, first-time emailer to the show. I've probably listened to every episode about 3 times. I will never get used to that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
People have been telling us that for 3 years. I'll never get used to it. Y'all are my favorite thing about Thursdays. Well, as per usual, I was re-listening to an old episode 48, Little Joshy is Kidnappable, while changing my cat's litter, and Josh mentioned an old improv troupe he was kicked out of. I don't believe Josh ever told this story, and I was hoping he would indulge the listeners. On a side note, Josh singing Vindicated at the end of episode 125, our last episode, Don't Meth with Crack, is my new favorite thing to say to myself alone and unprompted. Never fails to make me smile, LOL. Anyway, hope y'all are well. Truly cannot express how much this show means to me. See y'all next Thursday. Thank you, Kaylin. That was a very lovely email.
That was dope.
This improv troupe. I don't know if we've really talked about it.
Yeah, I will talk about it, but it is longer than, in order to really tell it, it is longer than.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's put that on the docket. Maybe next episode. Should we try to dig into?
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. Yeah.
Because we could probably do, because we both did improv. There's probably improv stories we could fill an episode with. Maybe do something like that. Okay. So I know. That's always sometimes annoying that we get asked the thing and we're like, cool, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
But okay, so we'll get to that. But thank you so much for that email. And then this one here, this is from Gabe, and great podcast with a great host. The title says, hey guys, love the podcast, but I just wanted to ask, why isn't it called the Logan Nielsen Show? I mean, Josh is funny, I guess, but Logan is obviously superior. I mean, compared to Logan, Josh is barely even there, but they spelled it like bear in that pun that you love.
Oh, God.
I'm just kidding, parentheses, maybe. I love both of you, and I love the show. 1 million out of 20 jangles. Sorry about your brain, King. Gabe, and then I love they give a pronunciation key, and it just says, pronounce like the word gay. Then you add a B sound.
Wow.
Thank you, Gabe. I appreciate that, because I know this episode 2 is going to get some hate because I talked a lot, and some people hate that. So some of our listeners are not a fan of me being a part of the show, but so I appreciate that.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Gabe, and thank all of you. Thank you for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. All that I ask of y'all in this episode is, if you enjoy the show, just tell one friend. Just tell a friend about it, so we can hopefully make more people laugh in the new year. Come out every Thursday, wherever you get your podcast. You already know that if you're listening. And if you're looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want bonus stuff that we do, because we make some videos, we do some side podcasts, we do a bunch of goofy stuff over at our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. And like we mentioned earlier in the episode, we do monthly live shows. So come join us. We tell stories we've never told in the show before. We interact with people and have a generally chaotic time. We literally just finished recording January's before we started recording this. And it was one of the more off the rail ones we've had, I would say.
Yeah.
It was pretty chaotic, but it's a whole different vibe over on that. And we're touring this year, so keep an eye on all the links are down. We put so many links down there. They all lead to important information.
Yeah.
How's that?
Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I hope you have a great weekend.
And I hope you have a great trip to Australia, Josh.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. One assumes.
I'd like to assume.
There's so many spiders there.
Don't. hey, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Hit the bell notification because apparently it's the only way YouTube will tell you that something happened. And just tell a friend. That's the biggest thing you could do. Just tell one person in your life that you like, maybe you don't like, that this video happened to you.
We release the podcast every Thursday on all the podcast apps, so you should find us there and subscribe on those and comment and leave reviews and whatever on all of them. And also, if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts and videos and stuff there, and we'd love to see you.
Please make it loud for Josh Johnson!
I've struggled with an idea for a while, and it's how like everybody. This sounds so dumb. Just hold on. Give me a second. But it is crazy that everybody is a person. What I mean by that is when you're like a little kid and you just living your life, you know, you go to school and then you go home and then sometimes you play with your friends and sometimes you stay in and you watch cartoons. You know that you have a life. You know that you're a whole person, even if you don't have a full awareness of yourself. You know that you go to different places and you do different things. Even when you have a new experience, it doesn't even occur to you to be like, oh no, I don't do that. Because you're a kid just experiencing the world. But there are boxes that we put people in. I think it's completely unintentional. I don't think there's any malice behind it. But I remember the first time that I realized that someone who I definitely cared about and I definitely enjoyed their company and I definitely liked was a whole other person. I was a little kid. I was with my mom at the grocery store and we saw my teacher. And I was shocked. I was shocked. I was like, I said it out loud. I said it to her. Why aren't you at school? If you're here, then whose? It was a crazy thing in my head. My brain was breaking in that moment. I'm this little kid. I've only ever seen her at school. She's supposed to be at school. I shouldn't see her if I'm not at school. And she's over here buying groceries. I was like, you eat groceries? This is wild. And then she was over here having a conversation with my mom. They both ignored me asking why she wasn't at school. I still had questions. And then she, said she'd see us on Monday and walked away. And in my head, I was like, Monday? It's Saturday. She's not even gonna be at school tomorrow. Blew my mind that one of my favorite teachers had like a house. And like, I'd always heard about her husband, but I thought that's just something teachers say to like pass the time and stuff. She had a whole life. And it feels like a silly lesson to learn when you're a kid, and then you get older and you realize you have to keep relearning it over and over again because you meet more and more people and you've already boxed them in. And then they surprise you and then you think, oh, I'm a little ashamed I was even surprised. I should know from when I was like 6 that people are like, everybody's a person. But it's an easy lesson to forget because you can only sometimes see a person in a certain way. Like my friend, I have a couple friends now who they've got drunk with their parents, And it's a boundary that some people never break with their parents. Sometimes their parents are like, oh, I'm gonna have a couple drinks, but I'm not gonna be drunk in front of my son. You know what I mean? And then there are people who will always have that thing of like, oh, I don't want to be drunk in front of my parent. You know what I mean? It's like weird. I feel like I'd be in trouble. It's like, well, you're 42. Yeah, but still. I don't know. I don't want my mom to see me drunk. It's like, well, she saw you at your worst as a baby. I guarantee you drunk just brings you like one step above baby. But it was an interesting thing. My friend said that he got had a couple drinks with his dad. Now his dad was a sort of interesting case because when he was a kid, I don't know all the details, but his dad drank. And then there was something, whether it was something that happened or just like a general attitude towards drinking. At one point, his dad was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna drink anymore. And he went like cold turkey sober for years and years and years, right? So he drank pretty heavily when my buddy was a kid, didn't drink until he was long out of the house. And it wasn't until after my buddy graduated college that his dad would like drink once in a while, have a drink with him. And finally, one day, his dad was like drunk with him. And he noticed his dad like drunk. And he was like, it's crazy because I know my dad used to drink. And I can only see my dad as my dad. So knowing my dad is like an annoying drunk. I don't know. I guess I forgot he could be a whole person. Because his dad had this weird, rivalry with him when he was drunk. He, walk up to him, impromptu, off of nothing. They're in the backyard. And he's like, hey. Looking good, young man, looking strong, looking tough. Looking tough. I mean, you looking real strong. What? You think you're stronger than me? What? I mean, no. Do you think you're stronger than me? We should race. You want to race? And he knows that a foot race with his dad sober wouldn't even be a contest. So he's like, nah, Dad, I'm good. He's like, no, come on. If you're scared, say so. If you're scared, say so. If you're scared, the old man still got it. If you're scared, say so. Said he made it into one of the most annoying songs he had ever heard in his life. Just until he would raise him, if you're scared, say so. And finally, he's like, all right, look, we'll race, fine. And he thinks if he stands up, his dad might just forget, because he's at that level of drunk where he's on a mission, but not a mission he has to complete. Y'all know that mission. It's one of my favorite missions to watch people have on a night out. Especially with but one of my favorite side quests in any night out that a bunch of ladies are having is finding one of their phones. One phone will go missing, and it will be the biggest deal in the world for 12 minutes. And then the person whose phone is missing will be like, let's just dance. It's like, all right, but you should go get your phone though. You do need to call an Uber at some point and get home, we need your phone. It's like, yeah, but later, I don't know, it's just I don't even care. It's this is my song. And then it resets, because then several songs later, it'll be like, yeah, you look so good, I'm gonna take a picture of you, Oh my God, everybody stop. Everybody stop. Not their friends, everybody in the club stop. Everybody stop. And so this dude stands up thinking his dad's about to be over it anyway. And he's like, Dad, I really don't want to, like, we're having a good time. Like, let's just chill out. And his dad goes, no, race me. And he's like, all right, fine, okay. So they line up. And he's not really gonna race his dad. He's gonna like walk and let his dad win so he can feel good about being annoying for 15 minutes. But his dad stands up and he's ready. You ever see somebody look at a finish line like it's moving? Like, and then he said, all right, you ready? And they had already decided that his mom would say when to go. And so she said, go. And my buddy didn't even go. His dad took 3 steps and crashed into the patio table. And I don't know, yeah, it's gotta be tough. That's a moment that's like, you just know that now. You know your dad your whole life, and then now you're like, oh yeah, but like after the 5th Jameson, he will. You know. And that changes how you look at your dad a little bit, not even in the form of judgment, just like there's more information and you see him as like a whole person. You know good, you know bad, you know arguing with him, you know, and now you know this thing that you didn't really experience in the same way when you were a kid. Now you know. Even 4 Jamesons in, he's gonna go, no. Oh. Like I don't know if it's possible to remind yourself every time, every day, that a person is like a whole person. Because we are so distant. Person to person. Like when you meet someone that you've maybe heard about, you can only go off your impression. That impression is colored by whoever told you about this person. And it's hard to remember. I try to remind myself all the time that like, we're meeting this person. Nothing nice has been said. But I'm sure they have a dog. I don't know, like some redeeming quality. You try to approach it like that. And, you know, I fail at it a lot. You know, sometimes I let, whether it's gossip or just like a preconceived notion, take over. And then you end up being friends with this person. And you feel even worse because you're like, ooh, I judged you so harshly when we met. You know, some of my best friends, when I met them, hated their guts. I hated because I was just like, oh, just look at his face. One of my best friends from college, when we met, us meeting was me asking him for a pencil and him going, what? And so I just turned back around. I was like, all right, jerk. Turns out he just didn't hear me. We're like really good friends now, but yeah, that was not a great way to start. One of my best friends, we had that same thing. So he's a big dude. He's like 6'4", 6'5", like a strong guy, wide guy, right? Big dude. And we were both friends with a different guy. This is freshman year of college. And we had both done things in front of each other that made us go like, I don't know if I like that guy. Like I like our mutual friend, but I don't know if I like him. And then we kept being in scenarios where maybe we were waiting for our mutual friend, so we were left alone with each other. And in my head, maybe it's because of where I come from, and maybe it's because I've never been the biggest guy in the room, but this is a big old dude, and he doesn't seem like he liked me. So in my head, I was like, I just gotta act crazy. Like if I'm crazy, that'll keep at bay his size. Because even a big man doesn't want to get bit. You know what I mean? I don't care how big or strong you are. Once everybody saw what Mike Tyson did to Evander Holyfield, they were like, oh, yeah, crazy wins. Crazy will always win. I like my whole ear where it is. And then he noticed me being crazy. And so he was like, all right, I'm gonna have to flex how big I am. There was one time where we were waiting on our mutual friend because, forgot to mention earlier, our mutual friend was his roommate. So I had to be in their room a bunch before we actually got along. And I don't know, I saw him like eyeing me, and this is a college dorm room. So there's not a lot of space. So I'm like, this big guy's eyeing me. We're both waiting for our friend. So then I didn't know what to do. So I just started singing lyrics to Kanye West's 808 on a Heartbreak. No music. Impromptu. And lyrics I chose were, when I grab your neck, I touch your soul. And I just sang it to the wall, but loud enough for him to hear me. And I would later find out that when I did that, he was like, all right, that's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. In my entire life, I was trying to mug this dude into submission, but now he sang to the wall, not even facing anything. I don't know what he talking about. Why'd he sing it too? That's crazy. That's crazy as hell. It's so much crazier to sing than it is to scream. Like if you come across somebody on the street and they scream it, you're like, all right, that's regular. If they are singing lyrics you don't know exist yet because the album had just come out, if they're singing lyrics you don't know exist yet, get away. And so he was like, I gotta do something. I've got to do something. And the thing that he decided to do was we both got a text from our mutual friend that it would be quicker for us to meet him where he was than wait for him to come back and us head out together. And so we decided to head out together. And while I'm in the hallway, it's a long hallway from the dorm room to the end of the suite. And when I'm in the hallway, I go, ah. And he says, what? And I'm like, I think a mosquito bit me. And I was being completely sincere in this moment. I started itching. I was like, what? And he's like, what happened? I think a mosquito bit me. And then he stands extra tall, every bit of 6'5", lets his eyes dart around the hallway and goes, you hurt my friend! And then he punched the wall as hard as he could. And when he moved his fist from the wall, there was a dead mosquito. And I was like, oh Lord, he big and crazy. Oh, I'm sick. Oh. And then we became best friends. We became best friends because we got to know each other. We got to know each other, and I got to know him as a whole person. I got to know how cool he was, how sincere he is, that he would do anything for his friends, including that mosquito thing. And he got to know me. And he still liked me. So we became best friends because I got to see like the whole person, you know? And then finally one day I told him about it. I was like, hey, you know, freshman year, because when we were juniors, we became roommates. And I told him, like, hey, I just want to get something off my chest. Freshman year, when I was in the room with you and I just started singing, I was just trying to be crazy because I thought, like, you were real big and, like, I don't know, I had been bullied a lot, so I was just trying to, like, keep you at bay. And he was like, oh, that's so good to know. Which means in the time that we had become friends, he still thought, like, no, that's what he does, though. Like, that's who he is as a person. I was like, that's so good to know. Because, honestly, I was wondering what I'd have to do. I thought you were genuinely crazy. And that's why I punched that wall. When I moved my hand, I couldn't believe the mosquito had actually... It's wild stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's tough sometimes accepting that someone was like a whole person. Because it is easier. If someone sucks, it's easier to just, you know, lean on exactly what you know, and that's enough for you, and they suck, and that's the end of it. It's not necessary in your mind to get down to the deeper root of the issue about why they might be the way they are. Whatever. They suck, and I'm done talking about them. You know? Like when I think about some of the most powerful people in the world, I think that way all the time. I forget that it's like a whole person because they suck. They suck so much. Like, I do my best to not be closed-minded about people. But the more I learn, the worse it gets. And no person is just one thing. Even monsters. Some monsters that get true crime documentaries made about them. They'll interview the kids. And sometimes the kids will be like, yeah, actually, he was like a super present father and everything. Like, it was kind of crazy. I know he killed all those people, but he came to all my soccer games. Like, it's a lot to process. Well, like, I don't know what makes a person. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know what makes a person the way that they are. I just have guesses. Sometimes my guesses are good, and I get to have a conversation with the person and see that I was kind of close. And then sometimes my guesses are totally off base because I don't have their mind. I can't act like I know why someone is the way that they are. I know for certain because of the people that I've been around. I know that sometimes when you grow up with real money, real privilege, it can be very difficult unless you are like delusional enough to accept the position you're in as anything more than like the randomness of who is born to who, it's very difficult to feel like you've made or earned anything yourself. If you are just born into billions, you see that's one of the reasons these people have to like make their mark on the world to prove that they're not just like some accident. Because within those families sometimes, and like, look, I'm not acting like I know billionaires. I know millionaires. And it's a little similar, but at the same time, there are some millionaires that are barely millionaires, so they still acting like they're middle class. Even though they're millionaires, it's actually pretty sad. And then there are people that are like multimillionaires, and I don't even really know that many multimillionaires, but I know those people have at least accepted their position as people with like wealth and privilege, right? I don't know any billionaires. But I do know the people that I am friends with that work with like truly insane net worth individuals have said things like, at a certain amount of money, it's not even money anymore. It's just you moving your will throughout the world. And that is how people with that much money think. And so if you are like a child born into this thing, especially if you don't take to it the way that we imagine people will take to it, because remember, a person is a whole person, but a lot of people will have a kid and have an idea of a child before the child is ever there. And then that idea of a child is exactly what this whole person has to be, or else they're a disappointment, or else they're a failure, right? I had the idea of you before you were ever here. And the idea of you that I had was, we play these sports together. I teach you to do this thing. We go to these things. You love the stuff that I love. Those are the hopes of like every parent. Every parent wants to share the things that they love with their kid, and hopefully the kid loves them too. Because as much as you love your sports team, as much as you love your favorite hobby, it'd be so much more enjoyable if the person you love the most loved it too. A lot of people have those hopes. That's common, that's normal. But this like world of wealth, they have an idea of maybe building a legacy, building an empire, and now whoever comes, whatever this child is, they will be someone who can uphold, build up, maintain the empire that I built. They're not having like a child, they're having a vessel to continue their wealth into the future. And that's got to be difficult to grow up in, because yes, you have all this money, you have all this privilege, you have access to all these different things, but there's a person looking at you like you don't even deserve to be here. And then there's everybody else that if you tried to tell them how it felt, they'd be like, oh, I'm sorry I couldn't hear you through all that money. You know? Cry me a river. You ever felt a penny before? And so you see people really trying to exercise out all of this trauma in a way where they still move their will throughout the world. So then we become the collateral damage of them trying to exorcise demons, because they have the access to change the world the way that they see fit. And that leaves us in a very dangerous position. And I don't know exactly how to fix that, what to do about that, but I do know it presents itself in like little moments. Small moments where you can see, oh, this is like a kid. This is like a hurt kid. You know? Most powerful man in the world. Incredibly rich, billionaire. But this is a kid. This is a scared kid. This is a hurt kid. This is an angry kid. And I'm not saying that takes away all the damage, all the things that are being created by what this kid is doing. But like, I see you differently now. Like, in theory, I should be scared of you. I should be worried about what your next move is going to be. I should be worried if you're going to send someone to hurt me or my family, because you could do that. You're a very powerful person. But then things happen. And I see you react like a kid. And it's weird to see you as a whole person, you know? Like, I'm not gonna, how do I put this? I could tell Trump was hurt by that South Park episode because the White House released a statement. There are school shootings where the White House doesn't release a statement. The White House released a statement. They were like, hey, look, South Park hadn't been relevant for a while now anyway. Nobody even watched. Ain't nobody crying. Nobody hurt. No. Like, I've watched I watched Trump go to the Fed. He went to the Fed and he was with Jerome Powell. Now, Donald Trump put Jerome Powell in that position, all right? Donald Trump made Jerome Powell Fed chair, right? And now Donald Trump can't stand Jerome Powell and doesn't know who appointed him. And so he goes to the Fed. I guess they showing him where they make the money, shred the money. I don't know why he needed to go. He goes on a field trip to the Fed. You know, this is a very funny thing about Donald Trump. He has been very rich his entire life, but he still acts like new money. I have expected Trump to see the money being printed in front of him and go, but this dude he's at the Fed with Jerome Powell, and look, you can say numbers. You can say numbers in whatever order you want. No, you can say numbers and he can say more numbers. You can say numbers, that's your right to say numbers however you see fit. Whatever numbers you like, you can say them in 4, 3, 3, 4. You can do whatever you want. Numbers are there for you to play with. Numbers serve at your pleasure, right? Say whatever numbers you want in whatever order you want, whenever you want. That will not make it math. And so Trump is talking to the media, and he just like throwing out numbers. He's saying numbers, right? He's numbers, good numbers, and some bad numbers. Let's get those bad numbers out of there. Good numbers, more numbers, extra numbers, right? And quickly, almost immediately, Jerome Powell is standing off to the side, and he goes, oh no. Jerome Powell was shaking his head. You know those people who got like perfect pitch? Jerome Powell was shaking his head like somebody with perfect pitch going to karaoke. Like it's and look, this is not something that happens often. No, Trump's used to talking, and when he talks, people either nod or they stay quiet. And we saw this in spectacular fashion in like 2020. Because he would stand up there, and then the people next to him, the people behind him, sometimes you catch them being like, huh? Like they were still trying to process what he said. But then he would just be talking. And sometimes he'd even turn to them, look for some confirmation. What do you think about that? And then they would be like, we'll have to check. I've never had the taste of bleach in my mouth, but... I suppose anything's possible. These experts, these doctors, these people, they weren't doing the thing that they should have been doing, which was because he didn't just shake his head. He said it. He said it out loud. No, 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 no. Maybe we wouldn't be in this position if more people, and I'm not even talking about politicians right now, I mean more people who have to deal with government had the courage to say, no, no, that's not how medicine works, no, that's not science, no, that's not English, no, no. A simple no is powerful, you know? And so sure enough, Trump hates Jerome Powell. Trump hates Jerome. Oh, he hates Jerome. Oh. Trump hates Jerome. Trump hates Jerome. Like, let Jerome. Trump hates Jerome Powell, so he hate him so good. Trump hates Jerome Powell so much, he did something he never does. He did something we haven't seen him do either time he's been president. He did something I didn't even think he was capable to do. Trump hates Jerome Powell so much. Through his teeth, he hate him. He hate him so much that Donald Trump did homework. Because he was saying the numbers, and he was saying the numbers, and he was saying the numbers, he was saying the numbers. And then Jerome Powell went, no, no, no. And even Tim Scott was next to Trump, nodding and saying yes, while he was saying no. Yes, with those big teeth, saying yes, 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 swinging those teeth, yes, yes. But Donald Trump heard Jerome Powell's no, and it was almost like he had practiced this. He was ready. He hates Jerome Powell so much. Ooh, he hates. Ooh, he hate him. And so he goes, huh? What? No. Oh, well, I have the paper right here. And then Donald Trump pulled out a piece of paper and handed it to Jerome Powell like it was checkmate. I had never seen this man prepared in his life. Usually, when Trump has a chart or a piece of paper, it's because he already has a point he's trying to make and he's just using that to illustrate. Trump has never had a Trump card. This man pulled out the piece of paper. You could see even Jerome was surprised. He was like, paper? Reading? You saw Jerome had to break out the glasses for it. He was like, oh. And because numbers are numbers, because math is at least something that even if you have bias, even if you have an intention towards an intended goal, the math will still make sense or not make sense. Something will be true or not true, right? And so even Jerome Powell, I'm not saying I know this man, I'm not saying he's infallible, but in this moment I'm thinking maybe he's even thinking, whoa, what if I'm wrong here? What if there's something I don't know about? The president just pulled a piece of paper out As soon as I started saying no, like he rehearsed this. So he takes the piece of paper, throws the glasses on, and you can see him reading it. You can watch the clip. And he goes, no, this old, no.